Well, we know that Ilhan Omar is up to her neck in trouble. This is the latest. She doesn't look real confident there, viewers. She's doing a vigil for Alex
where he told ABC News after, just a few hours after this happened, she probably had herself sprayed, knowing her. Before you respond, I do want to remind everyone that when President Trump was nearly assassinated, you responded and said, we must condemn acts of violence and pray for the victims, make calmness and decency prevail. And you said it was sad to hear the tragedy that had occurred. What went through your mind when you heard the president's response last night?
Well, the difference between the president and I is that I was raised to be a decent human being, and my faith teaches me to have compassion.
And the problem with Ilhan Omar is she's a serial liar.
He lacks both of those things. This is a president who presides over an administration that when they assassinated Renee Good told us that she was a domestic terrorist that was
Well, that's not true because she was interfering with ICE agents. So this woman's a serial liar. She'll do whatever she can to get people in trouble to save herself, including the president, which is the chief and commander of the United States. She don't care about any of that. She just she'll just say anything. But if you look at her face, the countenance of her face now, it's changed. She's changed.
Trying to kill the federal agents. When they assassinated Alex Preddy, they told us that he was a domestic terrorist who burnished a weapon. None of those things are true.
Well, she's out and out lying against the facts. We know Renee Nicole Good tried to flee the scene of a crime she created. And we know Alex Preddy was interfering in federal ICE operations and put himself in a situation where he got shot. What she's trying to do is undermine the president, and it's not going to work because I'm over in Australia. I can see how much of a serial liar she is.
They are known to be liars. They have constantly told us not to believe in our eyes. Fortunately, both of those assassinations were caught on camera, and so was what happened to me last night, caught on camera.
And this is where it all comes undone for her, and I'll show you why. Okay, viewers, so this is the footage of what happened, and I'm going to play it in slow motion. There's a guy sitting at the front. There's a guy sitting at the front here on the right with a black jacket. Looks like he's got glasses on his head. Sitting at the front of this meeting. Ilhan Omar is talking. She doesn't look to the crowd, but then she gives a little split-second glance as if to go now to the guy at the front of in the front aisle, and there's this weird half-hearted attempt to attack Ilhan Omar. Let's just see.
The agency. ICE could not be reformed.
That's the guy moving around there.
Be rehabilitated. We must abolish ICE for good.
She's totally off track. The president's turned all the ICE problems around. He sent Tom Holman down there, and they've fixed all that up with Walsh and Frey and the other people. So she's totally out of touch.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Well, that's not going to happen either. This woman is totally out of sync with the spirit of America. And So let's just go back again because the guy gets up. You see how she nods? Watch. Watch her nod. There's a little nod there. Again. See, she looked up and nodded. See?
Impeachment.
There. A nod. Now, does that look like someone... And a couple of things going on here, viewers. Have you ever seen, ever, a political person, particularly a female, go to attack somebody like this that's attacking them? No, and you never will. What's this? There's the nod. He gets up. He's not even going towards her. Look. Now, why is she... See, that's what gives it away. There's nothing she would be able to do in that situation. She's a small woman. I guarantee if it was any other circumstance that she wasn't aware of, she wouldn't be involved. I can guarantee that. Excuse me. Anyway, he's taken down.
I need a napkin to know nothing.
No, we will continue.
No. Ilhan, you need to go get checked. No.
We will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
See, it's all staged.
Get checked. No, you don't.
It's all staged. And she gets praise for her heroism, but it's not.
It smells so bad. She needs to go get checked. I don't know what that was.
That's what they want. Please don't let them know.
It's not about him, Ilhan. Ilhan, it's not about him. It's about your safety. No, he sprayed something on you. You need to go get checked. Yeah.
Okay, so she was sprayed with something. She's not concerned about what that was.
We're going to keep talking. Just give me 10 minutes. Just give me.
It's so staged. Okay, so this comes from Terrence J.K. Williams on X.
And
This was staged. I don't care what nobody say. Watch.
Must resign
Wait for
or
it.
face impeachment.
Lights, camera, action.
I don't know.
I don't know. Cause you set it up. You know what it was. It wasn't nothing.
I need a napkin to know nothing.
I need a napkin to know.
No, we will continue.
No.
We will continue.
You need to go get checked.
No, we will continue this.
So
Assholes are not going to get away with it.
you gonna continue?
You can tell that it's fake.
So you're not gonna run to the bathroom and wash
You
it
watch
off.
her nod.
Somebody just sprayed something on you.
There. That little nod there, watch.
Spray something
There.
on you. A crazy person. Something on you. A crazy. Somebody just sprayed something on you. A crazy person. Somebody just sprayed something
Little
on
nod,
you.
see?
A crazy person sprayed you with something mysterious, and you just gonna continue to talk? You got to be crazy. Y'all, this is staged. It was set up. I'm sorry. If somebody, if you sprayed, I don't care if I know you. If you randomly spray me with something, I'm running to the bathroom. I'm washing my eyes out. Okay? I'm calling the
Watch her
calling
nod.
the poison
Watch her nod.
control
Wait.
center.
It's
I'm
coming.
not just gonna
There.
continue about my
There.
day like nothing happened. I'm gonna continue
There.
about my day. I'm not just gonna
There.
continue about my day like nothing happened after some random person sprayed me with something, some crazy person at that.
That was Terrence K. Williams on X. This is from Benny Johnson on X.
The president said that he thinks that Ilhan Omar getting sprayed last night was fake. He says, I wouldn't doubt it. She's a fraud. I wouldn't doubt it if she went ahead and if she sprayed herself. He said. What's your take on this? I'm sure you've seen some of it on the internet this morning.
Oh, well, this person sat on the front seat on the front row, right in front of Omar, and then took off running to the right. I mean, if you're going to have somebody that's going to go after somebody, they're not going to run away from them. No. And you could tell that was pretty much all staged. Now, again,
if we look at, remember Bishop Murray, whatever his name is in Sydney, we'll just look at his attack. Okay, so I want you to watch the determination and the direction and purpose in which Bishop Murray lost his eye. Watch the attacker. Look straight in and boom. That's as far as I'll go there, but he lost his eye in that attack. Absolutely different set of circumstances in the way in which the man hit his target. It was a totally different approach to what happened to Ilhan Omar.
I'm just saying that because you look at you look at what the Democrats have done and how they act and the things that they say that they're supposedly for our country, and then of course she is under big time investigation. She's trying to get the heat off of her. At the end of the day, this is the Democrats playing games, and Ilhan Omar needs to be in jail. And as you said, she's as guilty as they come. Third world country and worth $30 million. Hey, this is a great country, and they shouldn't be trying to change it like they are if somebody like her can make $30 million.
We'll continue on with this interview. She's a serial liar.
So when he claims it's staged, you say...
Well, I mean, this is also somebody who was talking about me in his town hall in Iowa, and then seems to exhibit some sort of dementia when he says he doesn't think about me. Maybe it is time for us.
See, her mindset's not in alignment with Western morality and integrity. Donald Trump doesn't have to think about her to tell the truth about her fraud and all the rest of it, to expose her. Doesn't mean he's thinking about her. He's just going on the intelligence that he's being fed amongst multiple dozens of other matters that he's dealing with. She would be the last thing on Donald Trump's mind. He's just exposing to the American citizens and the world how much of a crook Ilhan Omar is. And this is part of the problem when you're trying to integrate the values of third world countries into the efforts towards integrity and morality that have taken place in the Western world. You're looking at centuries of culturalization. These people can't culturalize that quick. It's not McDonald's when you're dealing with the human mind and the way in which it's constructed culturally. You just can't undo those things. They can fake it till you make it, but a lot of them don't make it. In this case, this woman's been exposed. But the determination of denial, the determination of steering the problem away from herself is profound. It's a great example of someone that's absolutely in self-denial, serial self-denial.
For the 25th Amendment to be invoked because he certainly cannot remember what he said and has done an hour ago.
So in Minnesota, they think it's $19 billion. If they think it's $19 billion, triple it or quadruple it. And if we catch a lot of this fraud, and I felt it for a long time, but now we know what's happening. And the answer is, yeah, there will be accountability. It's one of the little problems. I happen to think, and I've said it from the beginning, that a lot of what's going on with respect to Minneapolis, with what's happening with all the hoopla, is so people don't talk about.
You think it's a distraction?
I've said it from day one. It's a distraction because what you don't see is that we have hundreds of accountants from Todd and from all of the different people. We have hundreds of accountants going over everything that's happening. And we're finding fraud on top of fraud on top of fraud. And I think that they don't want that to happen. You're talking about $19 billion. Probably that's a minimal number. Now, you take that and you go to California. You think California is better? I would say California is worse. It's totally out of control. They don't know what they're doing out there.
All right, guys, I want to tell you guys about a great product that I've been using that's generally leveled up.
Major asset she listed in her financial disclosure is this winery. What does a Somali know about wineryism? Okay, that was in 2023. That was worth, according to Ilhan Omar's own financial disclosure form, between $15,000 and $50,000. But on her financial affidavit from a year later, that same winery was listed at a value of between $1 and $5 million. Just real quick. Why does a Muslim own an alcohol company? I thought that wasn't a thing.
And what's crazy? Here's fresh in Donald Trump on Ilhan Omar.
Somalian pirates over the years have pirated, stolen many ships. They would get large amounts of money for the ship. You know, you have $1 billion ship, and the insurance companies didn't want to fight because, you know, some of those ships are very flammable. They're carrying millions of barrels of oil. Very flammable, very dangerous situation if they're shot at. So they wouldn't fight. We notified them a number of months ago. Anybody that does that gets the same treatment as a drug dealer sending their drugs in from Venezuela or anybody else. As you know, it's 97% down by water. So the drugs coming in by sea or by water is down 97%. Now we're also starting. That was the more difficult route. Now we're starting to do that by land also. It will be, you'll see that happen as they come in and kill our people with drugs. I think the real number is 300,000 people a year, not 100, but whatever it is, it's a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people. They're going to get hit. But also we added to the list the Somalian pirates that go out on a boat, similar type boat, actually not quite as fast, not quite as nice as you can imagine, but they get the same missile that we give to the people that are bringing drugs. And so far, we haven't seen anybody going out. So the traffic is not being interfered with by people pirating our ships. Not our ships, ships all over the world. I said, make it for any country. We're doing the rest of the world a favor. It's a very effective favor, but we see very little pirating nowadays. You used to have ships being taken every single, like 2 or 3 a week. These massive ships that be brought in to some place in Somalia, which I don't even know is it a country. We have Ilhan Omar left, and then she gives us lectures on the Constitution of the United States. These people are, what they've done to rip off our country is terrible, but the pirating has essentially stopped. They know that if anybody even makes a move toward a ship, they get the ultimate treatment. They will go to wherever they want to go, but it's probably not going to be to heaven. I can't imagine, but they get hit very hard, just like a drug dealer, just like the boats, the ships that are coming in. Every boat that comes in with drugs on it that we take out, we just saved 25,000 American lives. Each boat is the equivalent of saving 25,000 mostly American, but American lives. So.
Aisha, and with that, we will take a few questions.
Congresswoman, what is your message?
We'll call on Tom.
Any concern about doing events like this? Any fear after what happened to you last night at a town hall meeting?
Well, I think my presence here should tell you that the fear and intimidation doesn't work on me.
Particularly when it's fake. Now, at this point, she'll be thinking, oh, it must have worked.
And, you know, you and I have talked about this many a times. The president's rhetoric, the attacks.
Okay, she goes straight on the attack to the president as if he's the one causing it. And she staged it herself. She doesn't want to be exposed. Again, the third world mindset doesn't understand that the Western mindset, we're trained to be able to see deception and fraud and lies and schemes, they can't see it because that's how they live. In the Bible, I'm doing the letter to the epistles at the moment, Paul says stealing and lies and all that have to go. But these people, they lie to cover their own lies, and it just goes on and on and on and on.
From him, since I've gotten into public office, from the right wing, has always been really to stop me from being in public service.
What's happening is she's exposed herself as being there to help Somalia, not America. And she's pushing this narrative that it's the president's fault and all this sort of thing. It's not. She's exposed. She's in deep trouble.
Intimidate me, to make me want to quit. And my only message is he left office. Well, he was defeated. And Biden got elected. And for 4 years, it almost plummeted. Then he came back into office. And he reassumed his vitriol. And now, my death threats are the highest of the members of Congress. And last night, the man that attacked me was specifically upset that Trump's order to deport Somalis was not yielding enough deportations of Somalis.
No. Anybody that believes this woman is a sheep. They're just following the sheep to the slaughter.
So he wanted to come get the person he thought was protecting the Somalis. Well, we are protected by the Constitution. That's right. That's right.
They're protected by the Constitution only insofar as they're law-abiding. And they're not being law-abiding. I can't go into all the stories about the Child Learning Centre frauds and all the other fraud that's going on. But this woman's trying to run for cover. She doesn't understand that the Western world sees through her third world immorality. That's what it is. And to have the hide and the gall to go for President Trump, boy, is she bringing trouble on herself.
We are protected by the Constitution. And so
they're only protected by the Constitution insofar as they're law-abiding.
I do believe that the facts of the situation are that I wouldn't be where I am at today, having to pay for security, having the government to think about providing me security if Donald Trump wasn't in office and if he wasn't so obsessed with me.
No. The problem that she's got is she's not under the protection of the Constitution. She's going to be at the mercy of the Constitution. You can see the projection, the ineffective projection. It's only effective to people that are sheep, that'll listen to anything. But this is a classic criminal in action, and how they'll try and dodge and weave, and what extents they'll go to get the focus off themselves.
It is ironic that just last night he was on stage moments before I was attacked, talking about me.
Well, he's got every reason to. We're looking down the barrel at $30 million fraud, and she's a senator in America. She married a brother to get into America. Apparently she hasn't even been registered as a senator. It's so far out of order, it's not funny.
And then when asked about my attack, he said, I don't think about her. Does he not remember? Is he suffering from dementia? How do you spend 20, 30 minutes?
See, now she's a psychologist. Guilty people, particularly women in affairs that have affairs and ruin their families and things like this, just for example, they'll play the mental health card, right? they'll play the mental health card, and that's instantly a sign of guilt, because she's not a qualified psychologist, right? And anybody that listens to somebody that's saying the president has dementia and he's changed the world and is changing the world for good is guilty. She's projecting ineffectively. She's trying to change the narrative and focus back on President Trump, which is Trump derangement syndrome, and it's not working.
It's on stage, obsessing over me by name multiple times, and then moments
about fraud.
later say, Ilhan Omar? I don't think about her.
Well, he doesn't. I can guarantee judges in courts that are bringing people to justice don't obsess over the people that they're putting away or anything. They haven't got time. She's just one article in the Trump's administration's things to fix.
So
I tell you what, she's got some gall and she's got some arrogance and self-denial going on, to the point where she's actually, I'm sorry, but it is criminal type behaviour. And she will speak Somali at these meetings as well. It's terrible. Here's a post that says, it's not because you're Muslim, it's because you're a criminal, anti-Semitic, anti-American and pro-terrorist, and a disgrace as a member of Congress. Here's a picture of Ilhan Omar with the man that attacked her. Oops. Whoopsie. And that was on 9:12 a.m. on January the 28th. Whoops-a-daisy. Okay, let's look at possible the criminal record of Ilhan Omar. And here's what's actually supported by reputable, checkable sources. What's publicly documented about Ilhan Omar and criminal matters. Number 1, 2013, she was arrested trespass in Minneapolis. What? Arrested on suspicion of misdemeanor trespass at the Hotel Ivy in Minneapolis. Outcome: charges were later dropped, and Snopes say they found no evidence of trespass charges against her in a Minnesota court. Record search. 2022, civil disobedience arrest, abortion rights protest, arrested while participating in a civil disobedience action outside the US Supreme Court. Her official Congressal press release and multiple mainstream outlets reported it. Viral claim like arrested 23 times of false. Fact checkers have addressed that specific meme claim and found it not true. So does she have a criminal record? If by criminal record you mean criminal convictions, we were unable to find credible sources showing she has any. What is documented are arrests, which are not the same thing as convictions, including one where charges were dropped and one tied to civil disobedience. There's a picture of Ilhan Omar, which we understand she despises and wants taken down and no longer shared.
Let me give you the perfect example. How about Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar? In February of this year, she shot down claims that she's actually a millionaire. She wrote, "My salary is $174,000 before taxes. I don't have stock or own a home, and I'm still paying off my student debt." So if you're going to lie on something that is public, maybe try checking my financial statements, and you will see I barely have thousands, let alone millions. Well, people have checked the public records now. Ilhan Omar apparently has a net worth upwards of $30 million.
See, what you've got to understand is third world country people, they can't find the depth of morality and integrity that Western people have developed. So their limited ability to see their own evil causes them to think that the people that are looking into their lives can't see it as well. And it's as clear as crystal.
Between $60 and $30 million. And get this, it's because of companies run and owned by her husband, who in 2023 had a net worth of $51,000. In 1 year, that $51,000 grew from $6 to $30 million. 3,500% growth in 1 year. What a good communist. It's always equality for you, elitism for those in power.
Elon Musk just called 19 hours ago Ilhan Omar a fraud after her winery company was exposed for: number 1, not having a phone line listed; number 2, no physical winery at the listed address; number 3, no social media presence; number 4, no working website; number 5, no wine available for the public to buy.
Well, now investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
I'm so glad she's saying this stuff on camera.
As much as Trump and his cronies want to act like we have no power to respond, the truth is we are more powerful than we think we are. And I want to underscore the importance of using every single leverage that we have at our arsenal, because we do have a lot of leverage. We need to make sure that those who are collaborating with the authoritarian regime pay a costly price.
Interesting. I wonder what she means exactly by pay a costly price. Notice that all these folks have are just these buzzwords, these rage bait buzzwords to draw attention to their extremism. Here are a few other words for Ilhan: whistleblower, fraud, campaign.
Okay, viewers, I'll close with this. Very interesting. Listen to this.
Fans, AJ Kern here. I recently received a letter from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services that I'd like to share with you in a moment. But first, a little background. In 2019, Ilhan Omar changed her birth year from 1981 to 1982 on her Minnesota State Legislative page, Wikipedia, and her U.S. Congressional page. You can watch a video explaining why on ajkern.com. You can also watch another video of my visit to the Minnesota Secretary of State's office, where I learned that they did not verify Ilhan Omar's citizenship. Now, last year I learned that you may request records such as naturalization records on refugees who are deceased. Now, Ilhan Omar's father, Nur Omar Mohammed, did pass away in 2020. So I did submit a request to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, the federal agency that processes and maintains naturalization records. Now, why would I want to do that? Well, Ilhan Omar claims that she obtained citizenship when she was 17 years old, meaning that she's claiming she derived citizenship through her father. How it works is an adult refugee, they apply for citizenship, they go through the process, and when they naturalize, their minor children derive citizenship through that parent. On the form that I sent, I included the name her father used when he lived in Somalia. I also included a news article with a photo of her with her father, and this news article did verify that he did pass away in 2020. Whoever conducted the record search, they knew exactly whose records I was seeking. So it took a whole year. I did receive the letter on June 20th, and ironically, June 20th is World Refugee Day. Interesting. Your index search request was received in this office on June 27, 2022 regarding Nur Omar Mohammed. Yada yada, we completed a thorough search for records Unfortunately, we found no matching index reference. Our search included all variations of the subject's name, including Nur Saeed Elmi Mohammed, with the same results. There's no records. You can see the letter on ajkern.com. And I want to be clear about this. The federal agency which processes and maintains naturalization records, they have no index reference. There's no record. He never naturalized. So it's impossible for Ilhan Omar to have derived citizenship through her father. It looks like Ilhan Omar is not a citizen. She just didn't count on the fact that someone might request her father's records. So it looks like Ilhan Omar has committed voter fraud and may have perjured herself when she ran for Congress. So this is a call to action. If you live in Minnesota, I'm asking you to go to ajkern.com, print out the letter, then go to the Hennepin County Attorney's Office and file a voter fraud complaint. You don't want to go by yourself? Good, take a friend. Take your entire Senate District BPOU with you. You can all sign the complaint. Contact your Minnesota state legislators. They should also file complaints and take action. Contact your members of Congress. They should file a voter fraud complaint with the FBI. It does affect a federal election. Additionally, your very own Michelle Fischbach sits on the Congressional Ethics Committee, and this is the committee that would initiate the removal of Ilhan Omar. Every citizen across this nation should be contacting their member of Congress to do whatever it takes to remove Ilhan Omar. All the elected officials took an oath to defend the Constitution. Now it's time for them to step up and do so. So we cannot allow a Somali nationalist to be in Congress writing and voting on laws that affect the American people. I don't know about you, but I'm not having it. Our founding fathers sacrificed way too much for this nation and for our freedom. I'm asking you to share this video. I'm asking you for your prayers. Please pray for our nation every day. And remember, Genesis 12:3. I'm AJ Kern, and I approve this message.
jawaabteeda waxay ahayd dowladda
We Somalians we live in the US, pay taxes in the US, and have a real voice. The US is a country where one of your daughters, myself, is in Congress. For as long as I'm in US Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters, Indian Ocean, will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. The US would not dare to support anyone against Somalia to steal our land. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interests of Somalia from inside the US system. That's it. That's it. She's a crook. And I'll see you on the next one.